Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Crush Fam podcast. I am your host, Cantharion, aka Chris Crush Jacob, because Chris Crush will make the ball jump, jump. We have yet another installation of podcast After Dark. And what a turnout we have in this After Dark. We have a few fresh faces, a few veteran faces, a few fresh veteran faces, so many faces that I can't even see. This is what happens when we do podcasts late at night. We're going to introduce, starting with how I see you guys in Discord, start with the Kingpin's legend himself, Haseo, Zack Mouse. How's it going tonight?
It's going. I am currently sitting here drinking some Kool-Aid and having some sherbet because I'm only allowed to have liquid diet for the next couple of days since I recently had surgery on the mouth.
Oh,
So, nothing major. It's just because I have a hole in my gums, I can't have much. So, other than that, I'm doing fantastic.
Well, we're glad to have you, and glad that everything went well. Wishing you a speedy recovery, and hopefully you're mostly relaxing and not thinking too much about work or stresses in life.
I mean, there's no pain, so it's whatever.
Perfect. Love it. And below him, we have Sports Ghost 95, Derek Rogers Jr. How goes it tonight?
You didn't emphasize the name this time, and for that, you don't get the no.
no, I totally forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. Sports Ghost 95.
I'm going back
Sports
on mute
Ghost.
now. Thanks.
Sorry about that. You
Don't
know,
worry.
it's bad to set expectations and then not live up to them. So I'll be better.
You
about
are
that
an
in the future.
expert at that, to be fair.
That's kind of listen. I live that Six Sigma life, so it's really important to me. and below him we have Jimmy, aka Donnie Applegate. How goes it tonight, Jimmy?
Hi, it's going good. It's about 1 a.m. in Louisiana right now, and a hurricane's supposed to come today, so that'll be interesting. But it's good to be on a PBE group podcast, being the only current Kingpin, I believe. It's nice to meet all of you, except for Haseo, who I know a little from ISFL. But yeah, it's good to be here. Hope I can add something good to the podcast.
Awesome. Yeah, glad to have you again. Always excited to get fresh faces in here. And yep, the only current member of the Kingpins, but we are all the Crush fam. We're all loving home runs and PBE and baseball and nonsense. So I think those are all requirements of being part of the Crush fam. And by entering this podcast, you've agreed to those conditions. So.
And probably a messed up sleep schedule too, based on the
Yeah,
time
right. Exactly. A messed up sleep. Yeah, and hopefully I saw. I think literally tonight and then into tomorrow is when like the landfall is happening or whatever. So hopefully it's significantly more mild than predicted and all is well.
Thank you.
Are you in like northern Louisiana or like
No.
straight up in the path? Oh.
I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm not gonna reveal my city, but
Well,
yeah.
no,
I mean,
I'm
it's not
just giving
great.
you
Yeah, Jimmy,
I'm
could you go
sorry,
ahead
man.
and provide your social security number just to make sure we get you paid for this?
Yeah.
It's funny. There was once a time where I was pretty protective of my identity and not doxing myself in sim leagues. But I think it's just come to a point where I don't know why. I just don't care anymore. But yeah, no, I should be fine. Really, I'm in a pretty safe location. But it's still weird just waiting for it. So, but we'll be okay.
The anticipation of the event is terrible. I imagine. I can't
Could be
relate
worse than the actual event.
Yeah, I mean, it's hopefully it is.
Hopefully.
And then, of course, what would a Crush Fan podcast be without the man of media, the Miners ambassador, pirate captain Dom, Crozier McCoy? How you doing tonight?
You know, the one thing I've noticed about the intros is no matter when I join, I am always last. Like, I don't know how Discord organizes, but I am always fun to introduce myself. But hi, I'm good.
I'm pretty sure it's literally just alphabetical. I'm pretty sure.
It might
Mhm.
be.
So it's
It's
just,
alphabetical.
yeah, you chose an M, and then before that it was a P. So yeah, you're
That
gonna be
flex about me
last.
getting Miners Ambassador. Woo!
Man,
Why,
I mean
why
that's
is that
kind of
your
old
name?
news. feel like we talked about that last time, but yeah, I mean I guess
What
it's
does
cool.
that mean?
Okay. I won't
It's
rehash it then.
it's just most dedicated member, but name something else.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Congrats.
It's the person who interacts with the new folks. So most get dedicated member and miners ambassador are slightly different. They're slightly different.
Wait. That sounds just like rookie mentor with extra steps,
I mean, that's
and you
fair.
don't get paid for it.
That's a fair assessment. It is absolutely.
then-
Miners ambassador is rookie mentor with a lot of extra steps, and you don't get paid for it. I'd agree with that. Yeah, it's just Dom's put himself out there in the rookie chats. He's always helpful to new folks, and then of course, a big part of that that big group that came in was it season 25. We got all those new folks, and he quickly adapted and became a face for the team. So
Yeah.
Yeah, what season, or like how many seasons ago did y'all join? Because actually, I don't know what season it is right now in PvE, but like how long ago? How long
27.
have y'all been in the league?
Of us, Cantherion has been here. No, it's been Mouse. Mouse has been
Oh
here
yeah,
longest,
no,
right?
Oh yeah, that's definitely me. Out of who's here right now, it's definitely me.
yeah.
How long has that been?
I created season 19.
Okay, so 8
I'm
seasons.
actually, yeah,
Eight.
I'm actually in my prime season right now.
Nice.
So, are you Zack Mouse by any chance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you listen to the intro?
That is the Mouse.
Oh my gosh.
No
I
one
am
does
the only mouse right now. People keep abusing the Mickey Mouse brand without asking me first.
So, because we got the new folks in here, I want to get to know those new folks a little bit. And I always like to start out with baseball background. So to kick it off, I want to talk about my background a little bit. So I was born in Chicago and raised in the Chicago suburbs. So I'm a lifelong Cubs fan. And the origin of that is my grandfather, who he got tickets, like 3 sets of tickets a year through his work. So we had seats that were like roughly 12 rows back, right on the third baseline, and I got to grow up with faces like with like Rhino, like Gracie, and then kind of into the early 2000s with like Derek Lee and Aramis Ramirez and even Big Z. So yeah, that's kind of like my baseball origin story. Starting with you, Haseo, what kind of got you into baseball, or are you into baseball?
I'm into baseball, not nearly as much as I'm into football.
Good man.
But my background, I first got into baseball when I think I was 10. It's been a while now. And I grew up. I grew up around Pittsburgh, and unfortunately, the Pittsburgh Pirates are absolutely trash. So I didn't have much to look forward to. But at least when I was that young, we had won a World Series within the last 100 years. So, but I had that going for me. But now I'm more of an Angels fan than I am a Pirates fan. I miss my fish man. Trout needs to get better soon, but I'm pretty sure they're just going to shut him down the rest of the season, and we won't see him till 2022. Sad face. But I mean, I still follow the Pirates some. Like I really watched them a lot whenever Garrett Cole was the ace, and I mean we also had. While I was watching, we also had. I'm pretty sure we had Tyler Glass now, who is. I think he's still with the Rays, right?
I'm going to say yes, but we don't fact check in this podcast, so we'll just say yes.
Okay. last I checked on him, he was with the Rays. Andrew McCutchen was my favorite outfielder. Before I started following the Angels a little bit more, and then realized, oh wow, this Mike Trout guy's pretty good, and
One could say.
one could say he's pretty decent. But
Yeah, I mean it's debatable, but no, he's like
yeah, it's debatable. But my favorite player currently in the game is Shohei Ohtani, simply because it's so hard to play one way, to be a batter or a pitcher. But man, he is crushing it on both sides of the ball, and it is super fun to watch. So
yeah, I think
there's.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense to, it's easy to like a team with an amazing player, but I think it's still tough because it's not a team like most people when they change team loyalties, they'll change to a team that's like winning, that's like in the thick of it, in the playoffs, whatever.
Right.
So people gravitate towards like the Dodgers right now. People are like,
and
oh
the
yeah, I'm a
Angels
Dodgers fan now.
The Angels are not in the running, I don't think. But I still follow the Pirates simply because I'm close by. Well, I'm a lot closer to Pittsburgh than I am to LA. So, actually, my wife and daughter and I, we went to a Pirates game just last week. We were right behind the home dugout.
Oh, cool.
And, she actually walked down to the dugout and actually was yelling at our pitcher. I think it was Will Crow that was pitching that night, and she just goes up to the dugout and just goes, "Will, strike him out!" And the funny part is he did. So when he struck that was the third out of, I can't remember what inning it was. I just thought it was so cool that she yells, "Strike him out," and he does, and then he points to her. He points to my 3-year-old daughters, and that was really cool. Sadly, I think we didn't get a signed ball or anything, but whatever. It was a really good game. Pirates ended up winning 7-6 against the Diamondbacks, who are also doing terrible this year. So that's my fun story of recent memory.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about PNC Park is like one of, if not the most beautiful park in the league.
It is so beautiful. There's one building. You can see the Pittsburgh skyline, and it's really cool. But there's one building on the right hand side out of right field. Normally, there's a projection on the side of the building. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I'm assuming they're projecting some TV screen onto the building. It's broken. So you only see you only see colored pixels. Like you see there's like 10, 11, 12 squares, and they change color every now and then, but that's it. Like it's actually broken, and it's hilarious. I don't know if they've got it fixed in the last week, but when we were there, it was broken.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
And you can only see it at night because they obviously don't project onto the building during the day. And the game ended at like 10:30 that night or something, so you could see it clear as day that it was broken.
Nothing's ever broken now, is it?
I mean, they just needed to turn it off and turn it back on, but they didn't have anybody there to do so, apparently.
Jesus Christ, what is this frickin' Apple tech support?
It's funny because I work in tech support.
A guy with the name Mouse works in tech support.
Ironic.
Yeah.
I could have named my player Keyboard and Mouse, or Mouse and Keyboard, but man, that's actually really funny. I should have done that, but I didn't.
Yeah, and then we could have rebranded the Crush Fam to the IT Crowd. That could have been a whole thing.
Moss.
Dang it.
Net crowd?
Next time. You know what? Next time I start up a weird thing with the help of other people organically, I'm going to make sure that it's the IT crowd.
I actually have an idea for my next player. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Try turning it off and on again.
Go ahead. I guess I'll take course here. So, I'm going to talk about the seasons that Chicago and Boise are having, because I was tweeting about them quite a bit with my player, but due to recent events, I've been busier than usual, so I haven't been able to
Wait a
tweet about
second.
them.
I don't get to talk about my baseball background?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
I mean, I was kind of enjoying the interlude. I wasn't sure where it was going, but
I thought this was a professional podcast, and
It's
I was
definitely
told
no,
there
no,
were
no,
two
no,
new
no,
Oh,
faces,
man,
and they were
you're
each going to.
you're in the wrong podcast. If you
I
want
mean, you were correct
professional.
to
I'm sorry.
demand your talking time, but we're not professional.
I'm sorry, Sports Ghost. I don't know if there's a better thing to call you. That was a fantastic segue. But I guess I'm a narcissist. I'm sorry. I just wanted to
No,
say
go
this.
right ahead. I understand it was your time. I stepped on it. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I think that baseball is easily like the worst of the major sports, and it's a sport. It's a terrible sport, and I think it's only good in a sim league format. Growing
Nice.
up, in,
No,
I'm
that's
dropping
totally,
some
that is the correct take.
hot take bombs right here. Growing up in Louisiana, we do have a minor league team. New Orleans, it was the New Orleans Zephyrs, but now it's the New Orleans Baby Cakes. But back when I was a kid, I think I went to a couple games, and there was one player I always remember just because of his name, called Gookie Dawkins. And I actually wrote Gookie Dawkins a letter, and I think about 2 years later, he actually responded to it and gave me an autographed card. But I just wanted to drop that baseball sucks. Honestly, it's very boring. But in a sim league, that's a good idea. You know, they should have just invented the sim league first, and then like had baseball be like, you know, like the spinoff, like real baseball, because it would make more sense then. But okay, that's all I wanted to say. Sports Goes, please tell me more about Boise and Chicago this season.
Well, I appreciate that.
That was some Chad shit.
Thank
This
you.
dude just
I
joined a
honestly
baseball
believe-
podcast and was like, "Fuck this sport." Not only did you say that, but someone started talking over you, and you were like, "No. I've earned this right to
I was
shit
so
talk
excited to tell you
baseball.
about that.
Like you forced us to go back. You were not
Mhm.
only like non-aligned about it, you actively wanted to push this opinion."
Well, yeah, I'm pretty
What-
passionate about it.
what a
Honestly,
Chad.
I could have a lot more to say about it, but I felt pretty bad actually jumping on that. But I was so excited to say something. I'm not.
No, I feel that.
So-
I mean, I do not care for baseball at all. I think it's pretty boring.
I mean, before
this
the trade
works.
deadline, I probably would have disagreed with you guys. But as a Cubs fan, I'm in shambles right now, and I probably will be until like the end of next year. So,
Yep.
I
I
have
feel
no
that.
defense right now.
So Crush Fam is officially anti-baseball.
Whoa!
Well,
I wouldn't go that
no.
far.
It's just
Oh,
you.
no.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I'm not as hyped
just,
on
just
baseball.
you right now, sport.
Like, I'm not as hyped as I once was. Because the ownership just kind of took a dump on the fans. And was like, I'm gonna do things my way, and that's
Still
fine.
the,
Listen, when you
Ricketts.
own a baseball team, you get to do what you want, but it sucks for the fans. It just sucks.
Yeah, you're right, though. You really are right.
But let's get to the interlude, so I'm not as sad, and let's go ahead and regale us with a little bit of a season update on the Kingpins and
Yes,
the
please.
Raptors. I like that.
Well, I would have to say both teams have, I believe, the same record. Well, close to the same record. For your Chicago Kingpins, Another great season for them. They're 46-32. Yes, they did go through a bit of a slump, not including the very disturbing implosion of one Kingpin during today's sim. He gave up 5 earned runs in a third of an inning. I was doing that in the minors last season. I had a horrible sequence of events where I gave up 9 runs in 4 and a third innings. In 2 appearances, no less. But still, these guys are really good. I know Inkerbell has been off to a terrible start, but that's not their fault. They can still turn around. It's only been 78 games. They still have at least 4 or 5 starts left. It's just the run support, that's all. There's not a player on this team that has an ERA under, mostly their starters, that don't have an ERA under 4. But it's the bullpen. Excuse me, it's the bullpen. You've got Jeremy Krause, who's got an ERA of 2.21, albeit in only 9 games in middle relief. That's just one of the users in the bullpen. Then you got Smoothie Vert through 32 games, 6-4, 8 saves, ERA of 2.63. Oh Christ, how am I gonna say this? Sayaosi Multiopoli? I think it is.
I believe the game is pronounced Monopoly.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
McCoy! Damn it, McCoy!
You were the one that was mispronouncing Monopoly, not me.
I'm gonna be calm here.
I'm trying. I already got one person to quit the VC. I'm trying to get 2.
I was gonna say you ain't getting the guy with the full handlebar mustache to quit nothing, son. Now sit down.
Okay,
Now
Cal.
I'm going
Nice.
to talk about the offense here for the Kingpins. And I'm going to go over Jimi first because he's here, and I'm not going to trash him because he came in halfway through last season and played catcher for the Kingpins, and he did a halfway decent job and a damn good job so far this season. Yes, he's only hit 1 home run, but he's driven 32 runs. He's hitting 285 in a lineup full of great players. The only disappointment so far would have to be, and no, it's not Bauer. I'm not going to go that far. I think somebody's actually going to challenge McCoy's record for worst rookie season.
Oh no, that was totally broken by I'm blanking on the name. It was one of our rookies from last year that had more strikeouts than me, which is astounding.
Ooh,
It
Radiance
wasn't
Ham.
Bauer, was it?
I think it was, well, no, because Ham had a very good start to the season. Didn't they make the Pro Bowl off of waivers? Which is like
Well,
incredible.
they made the All-Star break
Oh
game
yeah, sorry.
last year,
It's
but
All
they
Star
also
in
broke your
baseball.
record. They also break your record by striking out 100 times in 100
What a Chad.
games. Yeah, they have your record, but they've
Love
got
to
more
see it.
stolen bases this year than last year. They've got 28 and 31 attempts.
Oh no, Ham's a great player.
Well, the best player right now, and I'm going to give props to them, it's actually not Sax Justice this year. It's Anchovy playing shortstop.
Yeah, Ant's gone crazy.
Hell yeah.
4.4 WAR, leading the team in WAR this season. That's a huge step up. I mean, the
What is WAR?
bad month that the Kingpins had was that month of July. That was it. This team has gone 500 better the rest of the months. 7-2 April, 14-10 May, 12-10 June, and a 5-1 start to August. A 5-1 sim to start the month of August. Best team walking wise, hitting wise, they lead the league in average. On base, runs scored, hits, walks, and strikeouts. And least amount of walks by the pitching staff. I think this is one of the best teams they've ever had. Well, despite the one rookie who's just gotten off to a terrible start, I think this WAR he has half of what your rookie WAR was, Crozier.
Yeah.
He has a negative 1.3 WAR.
What a Chad. What's his WRC plus?
I'm scared to check.
I think mine was like 50 something.
This is
What's-
54.
What's WRC plus?
Oh boy. That
Every
is
time you
how,
say any,
Plus.
yeah, no, I got you. That is how effectively you get people who are on base into score.
well, what's a base?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, God. Oh man, he's his first podcast and he's already
Not going for that one. I'm sorry.
I kind of thought you would. For part of me thought that you would fall for it. But
No,
I
He doesn't
appreciate
have
the credit.
He doesn't have the brains, but he's got the heart.
it was a good shot, bud. Really was.
See if I'll get you
Just to
another
get-
time. We'll see.
You probably
Just
will.
to get back here, I'm not sure many of you know that bet that Dag has with Bauer.
Good one.
So
I'm
Jimi
scared.
Hulkenvettel has to have a WAR of 4 for Dag to give him props. I believe it is. But if he doesn't, Bauer gets to be called bad by Dag for it being his own fault, not his, for his build just being absolute hot garbage.
Yeah, I think it was permissions for making rolls and editing rolls in the channel, on the Kingpin's channel.
Well, if he gets another 1.4 WAR, he would actually have to have Radiance Ham's WAR right now added to his for it to be his choice. But other than that, that's my recap of Chicago. Shumi's leading the team in homers. Lane's got 58 RBIs, and Chovy's leading team in average. And this team is 5 up on the newly branded Flamingos at 46 and 32. And now I'm going to shift over to my team, which is the Boise Raptors. Nobody expected this team to be doing much of anything.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Gonna
People
disagree
really
with you a
don't
bit there.
consider that, I mean.
I mean, I was being I was being
there
sarcastic.
was no reason to
so.
expect Boise to be terrible this year. I'll just say that.
No, do you know who I wasn't expecting to be not terrible this year? And I hate to say this as a former member of the team, but the Vancouver Vandals were off to a ridiculous start at the beginning of the season, and I was not expecting it whatsoever. I really was not. I thought they would finish third in the division behind I feel like it's gonna be either gonna be Boise and San Antonio, or flip flop those two with Vancouver in third, and the Maui Makos or Makos, however you pronounce it, in fourth. Which I know Maui's gonna finish in fourth because that team just isn't there yet. I gotta give Diesel like 5 more seasons, I think, with their luck of early retirements and whatnot.
It was not necessarily his fault either, though.
Cough, multi.
Yeah, ECC.
Who? I thought we didn't speak the name.
Bless you. Okay,
Yeah,
so
excuse
as
me.
I was saying before. No, go ahead.
The Mocos.
The Makos. He mocked them.
I mean, that's how they pronounce it on stream, Maui Makos. Seriously.
I thought it was
Is
Makos,
that just
but...
leather
Or the
Makos.
Makos. It
Let's get
is
something
Makos.
clear right now. It is Makos, and this man is a false prophet. Do not heed him.
I'm not like our commissioner. I don't have God anywhere in my name. Please cut me some slack, okay? I'm just a little mouse.
Fan, are you?
I'm just a little mouse.
I'm not a Who fan.
You're
What was
not a
that?
religious man like the god of chickpeas, are you?
Oh no, please. There are better things to do with my time.
And there's a long
No,
drive
no.
to deep left field, and that'll be a home run and make it a 4-0 ball game.
By Nick Costello.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I
I
do
got
not mean
sidetracked.
I do not mean to offend anyone who is religious. It's just not for me. You know.
No, it's fine. The only
What
thing
is
wrong
happening
with being
right now?
religious is
What?
I don't
Where
know.
are we
I'm
going?
straight up.
Hey, this is the Crush Fam podcast where anything goes. We know this, guys. Come
So
on.
we have Jimmy, who's just
Yeah.
hummus, except instead of wow, it's what? And then we have Sports Ghost, and then Sports Ghost, but with a different accent.
I don't
And
know
then
Wait,
we have
who's
whether I
me
sports
and
should be
goes with a
Jacob.
offended or
different
not.
accent?
Yeah,
I
because
don't.
both of you just ramble incoherently for minutes at a time. And then there's just me and Cantherion just sitting here.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Do
I
I have
was
to
gonna
sleep
get
in
back
another
to
room
my
tonight?
What?
Am I am not sleeping in your room tonight, my friend. I'm sorry. You
Oh,
insulted me.
I'm sorry.
So no,
Yeah.
you insulted me. I'm gonna sleep on the couch.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
gonna say I made up a cot in the bar. Go sleep there.
Ooh, there's a bar.
Yeah, the DRJ bar.
I got kicked out of the speakeasy. Okay.
I was gonna say, if you ever need to know where my bar is, it's across the street from Hammond Park in Boise. Yes, that's
Oh
canon.
yeah, it's only like a 3-hour flight.
That's
Actually, no, that's
3
not
hours
that
for
bad.
me. Like I got like a 2 hour drive and then a 4 hour flight. That's like 6 hours. I don't no.
Oh yeah, that's
I
3 hours
mean,
50 minutes. Wow. I
here's
kind
the
of
thing
forget
though,
how
I can
big our
offer him
country
a
is
warm
sometimes.
meal and everything. I can offer him a warm meal, a beer, and a friendly atmosphere.
I have that at home.
This has become a we are no longer a podcast. We're just an advertising clinic.
We're just we're just rambling at this point. Here I am sitting here. I'm sitting here doing my update while I'm not talking, and
Wait,
then
I'm updating too.
Wow.
Nice.
I
which
I
up
have
haven't
Nice.
updated since last Sunday, actually. I've already updated for the week.
do your things.
Okay,
So
I'll go back to
the
go ahead,
DRJ
Crusher.
pub thing. So there's a sketch. It's not a sketch, but there's a joke that one of my favorite streamers kind of has as a running joke, and he talks about
Ooh.
America's Pub and how it's just like this generic commercial for a bar, like every bar commercial you've ever seen. Like every night is ladies' night at America's Pub. Like, and it's just generic advertisements like buy 2 drinks and pay twice as much. America's Pub. And that's DRJ's bar kind of reminds me of that, and I like it a
he's
lot.
not wrong.
DRJ's
My
bar
bar
sounds like a
is
baseball stat.
Yeah, I'm into it.
What's my
So
player's
there
Now
is
DRJ
you
bar?
guys are.
I have a fun story. So do you guys know Cranches McBasketball?
Yes.
The actual Cranches McBasketball is in the Lakers Discord and like active participant there.
Yeah.
That's a real name?
No, that's
The
not his real
Lakers.
name.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
I was like, I
this
just
is
thought
the-
they
Actually,
named
I think
their
his real
game
name's
that.
like Todd or something really lame.
Gotcha.
But about to say, who are the Lakers? I mean, jeez, guys. If we're coming
They're
with
the team
fake
I bandwagon
names.
to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dude, I'm in Cleveland. What am I supposed to do? Root for the Cavs? Fuck that. And we were joking with him that he could just start making up stats, and everyone would be like, "Why don't I know that stat yet?" So, the Crush Fam should totally do that. Is we should make a media analysis, and it's like, we'll be like, why Radiance Ham's NRG Plus is a worrying sight for the Kingpins this year, and just see if we could get anyone to go along with it. Just start making up advanced analytics.
Yeah, it's like a plus or minus on the DRJ bar. I'm into it.
Yeah. No, I really want to do
DRJ
that.
bar definitely sounds good.
Yeah, it's like a -2.5 on the DRJ bar, so it's not it's not that great. It
They
could be
want to
better.
see. They want to see more out of
will
the
roll with
DRJ
it.
bar. That's
I
great.
dare you. I double dog dare you to make a realistic media about that
I'll
tonight.
try. I will try my best. Yeah.
That'll piss Hummus off. It's just like, I'm a
Hummus won't
baseball
care.
genius. I should know this stuff. I don't know
Hummus
why I
would
don't
find
know
it
this.
hilarious.
Why does hummus sound like?
The person that would make angry is Shu.
I was gonna say, why does your impression of hummus make him sound like an angry businessman, like from every movie? It doesn't make any sense. The stock should be going up.
That was
I
just
need those
Admiral
pictures of
Akbar.
Spider-Man.
Freelancing. That's where the money is.
Have you guys actually seen, not you, Dom, because I know you've been a part of it. Have you guys seen the Commish podcast that was on the PBE
Yeah.
Twitch channel? You know who
Oh,
Hummus reminds me of?
Who?
A teenager that's trying to grow a beard but failing miserably.
Oh. I said this in the last podcast. I mentioned it in the lobby. I think he low-key looks like Zach Braff.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, but Zach Braff looks better.
Ouch.
I mean, okay,
He
it's not
listens
fair to
to
be like
this.
a celebrity looks better than a normal person. Absolutely. Like, that's not really a
Wait.
fair comparison.
Wait. Wait, Hummus is a normal person?
Hummus
That's
is
just
sexy.
that's just insulting normal people everywhere, man.
All right.
How
How dare you? How dare you insult honorary Crush fan member? I don't know if we've ever actually given him that distinction, have we?
Okay, you know, I'm a teammate of Hummus
Who's gonna stop
on
me?
the Apex. I can trash talk him all I want because at the end of the day, we're on the same team and it's all in good fun. I think.
I've never seen you have fun.
Yeah, and honestly, I haven't seen your friendship application, so I can't confirm or deny if you guys are friends.
Yeah,
Aw.
we don't really have the legal paperwork to act on that. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. We're just losing the paperwork now. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop talking
Yeah.
and let everybody else talk while I finish my updates.
-07 on the McCoy scale.
Yeah.
We-
Oh yeah, hummus is definitely a 120 plus on the Braffometer. I agree. Yeah, that's a good segue. You can pick it back up since Mouse has to continue his update.
Okay, so now I can talk about Boise's season. I screwed up on my season predictions now, didn't I?
Yes.
I was
Maybe.
thinking about having them in first. And I thought, you know what? That's stupid. I legitimately thought I'm a moron. I should not have them in first place because we sucked last season. But what ends up happening? This ends up happening. This team has gone 19-6 in their last 25 games. It's been established. This team is good now. They're 18 over 500. They're 6 games up on San Antonio and Vancouver. And Diesel, I'm sorry, your team is better than Seattle, but it's not good enough to catch San Antonio or Vancouver this year. Sorry, dude.
That was so weird.
It was nice the way I put it. I tried my best.
Diesel's an avid listener of the podcast, so definitely he'll hear this
I
for
was
sure.
very kind about
Oh.
it.
I
Oh,
always
is he?
expect.
I don't think so. I don't think he's listening.
I always expect Boise to be good.
I mean,
Um,
if he has listened, he hasn't mentioned anything. I don't think he's listened to it.
I mean, I'm probably gonna get a nasty DM for the Maui Makos comment, but
The
you
Mafos,
know,
yeah.
Mock.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's
If I
the,
said that on the stream, I don't think I'd even get to finish the stream. I think Mike would just join right away and yell at me.
True.
I don't think
You know,
he'd even let me finish the
Screw
stream.
Mike.
Yeah.
you would
No, I love Mike.
you would
Don't
just
slander Mike.
hear Vince McMahon's music and then Enoch just walking out. You're fired.
No, it'd be like
Well, like he
It'd
did
be
with
like the Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. Like he would just like spring from my ceiling.
Which one?
There was a lot of the Hell in a Cells with the Undertaker.
Yes. No,
I wasn't
you
trying to specifically
now,
illustrate one.
and well, then you would have to go with 1998's King of the Ring. You gotta go with the best known one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
also
So
to be
I'll keep
fair,
that in
Mike
mind.
has a history of coming in and correcting. So that was a fair, the whole Bark Murley thing.
Yes.
He
No,
had
there
to
is
jump in.
historical
So
precedent.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Really?
It's not insulting if it's fact.
No,
Well,
I do not slander my boy Mike.
If
I
I
can't
may,
slander Mike. I'm on his team.
if I
I
may,
don't insult. Not my style.
if I may,
You
I'm
At
may.
least
going to do a
Mark.
dramatization of what's going to happen to Crozier when Enoch gets a hold of him. Oh no, don't throw him through the cell!
We're gonna turn this into the professional wrestling experience.
No, I could just imagine poor McCoy's
Uh,
just sitting there minding his own business for Cancun. We're going to hear about this tomorrow morning. Crozier McCoy has been suspended 7 games for fighting Austin Bentley in a game.
I would pay to see that.
Yeah.
You already know
I
Bentley's a washed-up pitcher, though, don't you?
yeah, that's why it would be hilarious because I know he would lose.
Bentley with his 265-pound beer gut.
Bentley on his crutches.
Bentley in his wheelchair is more like it.
An
I didn't want to
actual
say it, but
question that I'd like to discuss, actually.
oh wow,
That's not
we have one
allowed.
of
If I
those.
may. Yeah.
I wish you
You
Um,
should
would.
probably leave.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm actually interested. So earlier today, there was a post titled "Open Letter to HO," and it wasn't drama as titles containing HO usually are. Instead, it was a discussion about how recently the concept of a contract buyout has been banned, and they're looking at reinstituting it. For those in here or listening that don't know what a buyout is, it is very roughly if a team wants to get rid of a contract and still has years on that contract, a way that they can avoid a cap hit is they just in essence pay all the money early and then that person is a free agent. So the question I wanted to ask you guys on the topic is there any type of contract detail or rule in real sports or whatever fake sports that you would like to see in PBE contracts?
It's a good question.
It
Yeah.
And I'm
depends.
saying that to fill a dead air.
Are we turning injuries on?
I mean, you can get injured in PBE. It's just very minimum.
Now,
Yeah, you can
I
hurt
don't
yourself
know.
on housing projects, but they don't actually remove you from games.
Or you can
Now-
retire to play football.
I don't
Yeah.
know PBE contracts that well because I really just know ISFL. But I know in ISFL, people the contract system, we wish it could be better, but it's complicated. But one of the things that people like to put in their contracts, people like incentives. Are incentives a thing that are really viable in PBE? I mean, they're viable in ISFL, but it's just that you don't want to have like basically dead money on the cap because it can get pretty tight. And I think that incentives would be really cool in sim leagues too, just to hit incentives
Yeah.
and get money. But are those common in PBE?
Yeah,
They're-
but the rules about them
Eh.
are iffy.
Now speaking as a former GM of a majors team, what I did with my rookies was I would tell them, I want you to bet on yourself. What would you like to do with your player? Do you want to win awards? Okay, pick an award. If you get that award, I'll give you a bonus on next season's salary. Or if they didn't think they would, they can pick a stat and pick a number such as a reliever getting 60 strikeouts in a season. They would get like a $250,000 bonus on their next
Yeah.
on the next contract season's salary. So that's what I did, and I kept the bonus low on the lower end to make it more manageable cap wise.
Yeah, how do
But
bonuses work in regards to cap in this?
basically, this is funny because I'm also the compendium head. So basically, what we do when we process a contract that has bonuses attached to it for a future season. For example, Dom, you're set to make $1.5 million next season, but you have a bonus of $500,000 if you win Miners Ambassador. Okay.
Sure.
Instead of it being 1.5 on the compendium, it would be 2 million, and then there'd be a clause where if you win the award, your salary increases by 500,000, or you get a $500,000 bonus on that season's salary. So we process a contract like you've already earned it. And then if you don't earn it, your GM has to post in a thread that says you did not win this. Your salary for this season should be 1.5 million, and then we adjust it back.
Interesting.
That's how we do bonuses. It makes it easier from a cap perspective because you can just assume the money's already gone, basically. And then if you don't get the incentive or you don't reach the incentive, then oh look, we have this extra cap room now, which some teams could leverage to go into a lower tier of punishment if they're over the soft cap, for example. Or if say what team are you with, Dom?
Taurus.
Okay. So say the Toros with your $2 million salary, your 1.5 plus your 500 bonus. Say they're $500,000 over the soft cap, and you don't get Miners Ambassador. Steele or Bauer post in the thread, hey, Dom didn't get this award. His salary should be $500,000 less. We then would then subtract the 500,000 from your salary cap hit, and then
Okay.
look, the Toros are now at the salary cap, so they
Sure.
don't lose a pick when the next
That's
draft.
very cool, actually. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that sheds a little light on the bonuses. I'm pretty sure if you've made it this far into the podcast by now, I don't know what you're expecting, but I'm hoping I answered a question if you may have been thinking about it.
No.
Now, another question I have for y'all is: are you pressured to? I don't want to say pressured, but is there a certain? I guess okay, fine. Is there a certain level of pressure to take like a minimum contract when you're in the majors?
Yes.
Yes.
You are
Yeah.
either on a rebuilding team or you are taking a minimum.
Yeah, that's
So-
another thing that just would be way better if it wasn't like that. But I think it's just the way that sim leagues are built. The fact that it's not real money.
It's
tough.
Money
Um,
is essentially an infinite resource if you're willing to put in the time
Yes.
for it. So yeah, I would love to see
I
that
am
change, but I don't
in-
see it happening.
I am in 2 leagues, one of which that I run, that use, instead of money for contracts, just straight up TPE is your contract. And it
Oh yeah, the
creates
super casual leagues.
yes,
Yeah, I'm
super
in that
casual.
too. Yeah.
And it creates a radically different economy. And you still get like super teams and stuff, but it's a really prevalent problem in PBE, is how easy it is to remain a contender for like your entire history
Cough,
because
cough, DVS, cough, cough.
yeah, because the only thing that limits you in PBE at all is the minimum. Like that's it. And it's certainly an interesting and difficult part of the structure is that unless you are just the greediest motherfucker on planet Earth, like you're gonna take the minimum every time. A shout out to Dag, by the way.
That is going to, I with my next player, I want to test that. I want to see who was willing to sign me for more than the minimum.
Yeah.
At least with the first trip to free agency, because honestly, so for example, if you are a max earning prospect and you're coming out of your first contract, or you're in the last season of your rookie contract, the team you're on is not trading you for less than a first, considering the comp pick rules.
Yes.
Okay, so they're gonna get a first round comp, which is the comp round after the first round. So you are pretty much in control of where you want to go if they don't trade you, which is always true no matter what. But you can negotiate with teams even before the end of the season. Hey, why trade for me when I can just sign with you? You're not giving up a pick for me to just sign with you. You can do that if your GMs allow you, but as a max earning prospect, you're gonna get picked up no matter what. So
Absolutely.
why not demand more than the minimum?
I mean, I have.
That's something I would like to figure out. Like,
Oh, sure.
why not demand more than the minimum? Because you're gonna get signed. It's just a matter of how much more
Well, I
how
mean,
much
you
more than the
have leverage.
minimum are people
No, that's
willing to
very
sign
fair.
you?
I have
Because
an ongoing kind of shadow agreement with the Toros, considering our stage of development, that if we are ready to make a play by the start of like the next 2 seasons, like start to really move into contender status, then I will sign Min. And if not, I will expect more than the minimum. Because if we're not contending, I have no reason to take less money. You know?
no, and that's very fair. I
Yeah.
want so I understand it's harder on GMs to pay people more than the minimum because I've been there. But at the same time, why do you not pay your players what they're worth?
Yeah.
Like
No, I
if
mean,
if you have
it's interesting.
the number one overall TPE player in a draft class and they stay there, they're going to be the highest TPE player in the league at some point. That's valuable, especially if they're a starting pitcher.
So
And
I
No.
don't know. I never felt any pressure. So maybe my experience was unique, but I knew coming into negotiations that I would be a max earner for both TP and money. So again, money's not really the number is irrelevant to me. And I knew that
and
if I take a pay cut, that it helps my team. So it was a no brainer for me to be, to your point. Yeah, if my team's going to contend or whatever, if we can front load and then go super minimal, like it's going to be really good when I hit my prime years. Like our team's going to have a really good run. But ultimately, I mean, for me personally, the success of my player and my team is mostly irrelevant. The fun for me is these interactions, like getting to talk to you guys, getting to hang out in the locker room, and the rest of it. I think it's really fun for other people. I think a lot of people really enjoy player performance or team performance, and that's great. That's good for them. Like I'm glad that I can help contribute to their fun. But ultimately, for me personally, I'm just not concerned about the contract. I wanted to have fun clauses, so I made sure I had a fun clause in there. That was about it.
I have fun.
Yeah, dude. Like
You have
my
somebody you'd like
clause
to play?
of if I make a pick, or what was it? If oh yeah, every draft I get to name someone, and that someone gets pinned in our war room, in the DBS war room, as a reminder of like maybe they don't turn out the way that I thought they would, but in case they do, this will be a reminder. You shall
Those are the types of
regret this.
clauses that are missing. Those types of clauses are missing in like real life sports, actually. So we have one on that.
I have my potential expansion or my expansion, my potential extension um for the Toros includes a clause that if they go below 500, I automatically get a player option on every year of the contract. So,
nice.
Well,
okay, go ahead and speak, Mr. Sports Ghost.
Well, I'm actually looking at the compendium that Mr. Crush Mouse runs. And I
Sure.
am looking at your contract right now on the compendium. You are actually making quite a large lump sum right now. You're making $3 million this season, $3 million next season. And then I look at Benson's contract. He's making 1.5 this year. This is major league backlogged until season 33. 7 million, 8 million, 8.25, back to 8 million, 9.5 million. The last 2 seasons he's there. I don't know what the contract says though. If both
You're
GMs
not looking
correct
at my
them-
contract. I can tell you that. I'm due for 10 million next season. You might be looking at Doug Dangling, who is due for 3 million.
No, I'm looking at yours and it says season 28 MO. Your contract options.
Yeah. No, that's right.
The plot thickens.
I know I'm only due $1.5 million, but they have a team option on me, and I know they don't want to lose the bartender and the bar, so I'm just like, okay, ball's in your court, Boise. You can lose the bar and me in the same season. Me and my lousy 5.88 ERA.
And then the final point I'll make on that, because I think that was a really good question, Jimmy. I think the what it comes down to is we've talked about it many times on the podcast, finding the fun. I think for some people, the concept of being the max earner on their team is fun, and I think for other people, like the max money maker can be fun too. So some people can that's part of the fun is yeah, I'm making like 15 million, so I'm the coolest player on the team, you know. So I think that can be part of it too, and I'm glad that I can take a hit on my paycheck to help other people have that fun too. I enjoy that.
I mean, you're the second highest paid person in your team at 15.75 million.
What a Chad.
I mean, my contract's front loaded, but I think I made 8 or 9. I don't think I have any years that are double digits.
No,
Well,
you're
besides,
this season and next season are both 15.75. He's right.
Wait, what? I don't even know how much I'm making. Listen, I just said write it up however you're gonna write it up, and I'll agree to it. Because again, I just know I'm making plenty of money.
6 million, 6 million, 6 million.
Yeah, so it's all front loaded. So it's when you do contracts, it's the minimum that you can be paid is based on your level of TPE. So essentially, my annual salary is whatever my TPE was last season. That's the cheapest they can possibly pay me.
Plus 150.
So that's why we did it that way. And then again, we did front loading because it's a lot of young talent on the team. So coming into those later seasons, maybe we can sneak in a free agent or something.
Please, DVS always gets the top free agents, and I don't know why, but it is super annoying.
The team with the greatest future, the Death Scorpions.
Oh man,
That is my
that was the stupidest thing ever.
favorite drama.
I know for a fact that Beaver loved that so much. Okay, so
we're not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna put the foot down.
I'm gonna talk about something here.
We're good.
So I'm
good. Listen,
room,
let me cut you off real quick. I'm good on the drama.
Gotcha.
I don't need that stuff. I intentionally avoid that stuff. I hang out with you guys so I can just not have that in my general vicinity. I'm okay with talking about it ancillary. I'm okay with it comes up organically and we discuss it, blah blah blah. We don't need to get into the specifics of it. I'm okay with that.
So Crush Fam officially anti-drama, anti-baseball.
Unless you're a member of the indie locker room.
Not anti-baseball.
I was gonna say we're anti-hummus, aren't we?
Everybody's
I'm pro hummus.
Well, it's anti-HO more than anything. I feel, and with hummus being a part of HO as a commissioner, by extension, yes, we are anti-hummus.
No, I don't agree with any of that. That logic didn't track for me.
Is hummus a part of HO or not?
I'm not anti-HO though. Listen,
But are
I
we
am pro
anti-HO or
HO
not?
and pro hummus.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
like-
like the weird. You're like the weird guy in the family.
No,
so.
listen, Shu is the greatest fan of the Crush Fan podcast. We are supremely
love
pro
Shu.
HO.
Happy birthday, Shu.
Happy birthday, Shu.
No, I
gonna
have
say
to
happy
support
birthday,
HO
Shu.
until I'm there, and then I'll talk about how much they suck.
Oh, so you're gonna be the man on the inside. Yes, I love it.
Shu is
Yeah.
washed up anyways.
Whoa!
Thank you.
What are these
I mean-
weird hot takes?
We need to start talking about sim users like Skip Bayless talks about players.
Who talks
Be
about
like,
Not
who?
give me
be like, Poe needed help to win to be an HO.
Wait a minute. Do not give me that. No, Crozier, do not give me any ideas because I have a
Broad
podcast now.
HO.
I'm not HO, but I can
I
make
have
hosts
a
go,
Mickey
whoa.
Mouse Miners ambassador.
Would people quit using the Mickey Mouse brand without asking the actual only mouse in the league if they can use Mickey Mouse?
I feel like you
Seriously.
have
For MVP?
serious issues to work out with Disney if you think that you own the
I don't-
copyright to Mickey.
I'm the only one in the league that is named Mouse. I have the copyright, okay, by default.
All right, I
I
gotta
have a
ask you,
copyright.
Jimmy. Jimmy, how do you feel about HO?
HO?
Yeah, I mean, as a
I
new
don't know
user.
anyone in HO.
You have to
but
be
this-
specific.
You almost did.
Okay, but
Yeah.
the general vibe I get from any sim league is that people complain way too much about HO, and really it's volunteer work, and they really put in like tons of time that most of us don't to try to make things go smoothly. So for the most part, I'm pro HO on just in general in all sim leagues, just because I respect what they do. I think it's not an easy job. It's really a thankless job in many ways because a lot of times you're just getting complained at or insulted from the majority of leagues, the majority of users. And I think it's fine to disagree with the decisions that they do make in time. But I never really talk bad about HO at any random time, just because, I'm not doing it. I mean, I'm not applying for HO, so I don't know. I'm not willing to do that work, so I don't really feel the right to just complain generally about them. But yeah, there are always times where you're going to disagree with them.
Dom, we've never done this before, but with your blessing, what I'd like to do, as a bold and empowered leader myself, I would like to offer Jimmy the guest of the podcast award for his kind words about HO, if you would agree with me.
Yeah, no, that seems it's fitting.
Wow. Okay, I have to request that role now in the Chicago locker room.
Yeah, it's only of this
Like, let
podcast
go
though. Like
talk.
future podcasts, I mean, it's just this one.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure. It's been an honor, truly, to be a part of it. So, thank you.
I think it's been an hour now.
Okay.
I mean, I think, yeah, there's nothing that we can say that could possibly top that. I don't think so. I think this is the perfect logical conclusion of the podcast. And yeah, let me also go ahead and shout out the DRJ bar. Make sure to check it out next time you're in Boise. Definitely an important attraction.
Read
And-
my new media article.
Yeah. Oh yes. Crozier McCoy is back with a vengeance. So
Yeah, it's a surprisingly unedgy Crozier.
I'm glad because the last couple
Yeah.
were very emotionally charged. They were.
Yeah, no, that one is like, I mean, it's that one just tried to catch like being
Alright.
content.
I disconnected for a second. What'd I miss? My
Um,
Wi-Fi
Who are
went
you?
out.
I mean, that was really
Oh.
good timing because Jimmy's super pro HO. We gave him the guest of the
Wait, what?
podcast award. So
Yeah.
and now we're closing out. So any parting thoughts?
That's not the Jimmy I know.
You don't know me at all.
Wow.
What do you mean? I'm not critical
Wait.
of HO and ISFL.
What about all that time we spent in the Norfolk locker room trash talking HO
Bex
for
is a
hours
Seawolf.
on end?
Bex is a sea wolf. I wouldn't trash Bex. She's my
Oh,
she's my
boy.
pal.
I mean, there you have it. So that's great
I
final
mean,
words from
I didn't,
Haseo.
I didn't say Bex. Now, did I? I think Bex is amazing.
Yeah, Bex is
Leave
actually a
my-
2-time sea wolf.
Leave my pitcher out of this.
Yeah, she's the first kingpin. Like,
She was. I caught her in my first season as a Kingpin. Okay,
there you go.
I can
You
say
played
she's
catcher?
amazing. I did actually while I was in the minor leagues. Yes,
And now you're a shortstop.
I'm a left fielder.
I was gonna say you played catcher and now you play left field instead of shortstop. Okay, Kyle Schwarber Jr.
Nice.
Got him. All right. Any final words? Okay. I won't count those as your final words if you have actual final words. Haseo.
It was a lot of fun, and I'm sorry I went off on tangents. I do that quite a bit, if you ask my wife. So, but it's been interesting to be a part of something that's actually pretty hyped in the Chicago locker room. And
We got
I'm
street cred.
well, I mean, I was a part of the locker room for 8 seasons now, and I unfortunately was kicked out of it recently. Um, I'm gonna drop an announcement here because I don't know when this podcast is dropping, and I don't know if
I'm literally
if
releasing it immediately after we're done. So you do what you want, but just know
Oh,
that.
fine. That's actually perfect.
All right.
So as the guys in the minors probably know, legally blind gamer is stepping down after the end of the season as the GM of the Dallas Dynamos, and I have been selected to take up the mantle as of season 28.
Traitor.
Congratulations.
Which is exactly why I got
Congrats.
kicked out of the Chicago locker room and the war room. So that's gonna suck because I'm not gonna be able to talk to the guys much anymore. But whatever. They
Good
can.
luck.
Good luck.
I'll kick them out of my locker room too if they're over there.
Well,
So.
it's exciting. I'm glad that obviously you were, as a former majors GM, you have the experience, and I'm glad that you're at a point in your life where you feel like it's cool to get back in. So glad the family's doing well. Glad everything else is going well for you.
Yeah, the family's doing really well, and I am actually dropping every other job I have at the PBE to do this at the
There
end of
you
the
go.
season. So that way I still have time for the family.
Perfect.
So I don't plan on going anywhere for a while. Unless somebody gives me a great pitch at a majors expansion team, this is probably it for me.
Well, as the 5th most popular podcast in the league and the #1 podcast on the Kingpins, I'm glad that you chose our platform to make the big announcement. And yeah, sad to lose you, but excited about heating that rivalry up again. It's always fun.
So I hope it's
Nope,
going to be a friendly rivalry.
Don't taint it with more words. Just let it sit. Just let it. Just let it sit.
Wow. Okay.
It was beautiful. We had a beautiful moment.
Don't ruin it.
All right, DRJ, what you got? What you got for us? Parting words.
We were having a moment.
Yeah, and it was perfect. It was perfect.
Well, I was gonna say, go to Dallas already, you hateful man.
Fine.
I'm
Those are the
just
parting
screwing
words.
with him. I'm just screwing with him. But I honestly hope Boise finishes with another really great season. So I think he calls himself, said earlier we are on our pace for our best season since the year we won the World Series back in 2033, and then I come up to the Kingpins. Being on this team for 2 of its last 3 World Series, pardon my language, but just win the goddamn thing at this point. You're killing us.
That's it. That's
I mean, that's great advice, but you were part of the team that did not win it. So I feel like
I
you're
know
shifting
I was garbage.
responsibility.
I know I was a garbage pitcher.
Your own failures.
I was the bum ass setup man of that bullpen. Leave me alone.
No, I did shit that playoff. I'm just giving you a hard time. You're
I was gonna
okay.
say I was the bum ass setup man to Glenn Allen Mixon.
Yeah, no,
Or
it was a
Glendale,
good rally. It
I
was a good
called them
rally.
once.
I think the team will appreciate that. Jimmy, parting words, final thoughts.
It's great to be a Kingpin. It's great to be a visitor of the Crush Fam. Hopefully I can get back on again at some point. And thanks for welcoming me. I know I'm a stranger to y'all for the most part. So thanks for bringing me on.
I mean, outside of that hot take on baseball, I feel like we have very similar mindsets. So you're a welcome addition. Glad to have you.
I don't really think it's a hot take if it's the
Oh,
official
boy.
stance of the pod.
I'm gonna listen after this is done. I'll go cry, but I'm gonna hold it together for the next few minutes.
All right.
No, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate the honesty, and I think that listen, opinions are valid, absolutely. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Dom, what did you got for us?
This was fun. And when
Whoa,
you're down,
whoa,
there's
whoa,
just
whoa!
one way
Why'd
to
your
go.
voice go up at the end there?
Oh, did it?
This was fun.
This was fun.
Hey.
Sorry, I was under
Yeah,
his
this
desk.
was
I'm
this
sorry.
was very fun. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. That's great.
When you're down, there's just one way to go. Say la vie.
Yep. Words to live by. All
I
right,
can't
guys.
wait
Thank you
to,
so much for being here. Thanks for those of you who stuck around to listen. We might get this going on a weekly basis again. We'll see how the muse strikes. But until
when Poe
then,
cancels again.
yeah, if we don't get canceled, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll see you on the field. Take care.